Hi everyone, welcome to CV Bits. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe to my channel. In this video, I am explaining one of the most important Java interview questions. That is importance of equals and hashcode method. As part of this session, I want to cover the below topics. First one is equals method versus equals operator. Background of equals and hashcode methods. Contract between equals and hashcode methods. Overriding of equals and hashcode methods. Final one is a usage of equals and hashcode method in different hashing algorithms. So let's start one by one. So first one is equals method versus equals operator. In Java, both equals method and equals operator is used to check the equality of objects. But here are some of the differences between these two. Main difference is that one is a method, the other one is an operator. We can use equals operator for reference comparison, means address comparison, and equals method is for content comparison. In simple words, equals operator checks if both objects are pointing to the same memory location, whereas equals method evaluates the comparison of values fields in the objects. If a class doesn't override equals method, then by default it uses the equals method of closest parent class that has overridden this method. So let's discuss some practical session of this one. So let's open the Eclipse. I have already copied this code in the GitHub, so you can take this code from the description of the video.
So here some of the examples of equals method and equals operator.
So first I am comparing the two string literals, then string objects, then string buffer objects, then thread objects. So first let me explain the program. First I have taken two string literals, which is string s1 s2 with the name of cvcv, and I am comparing these two objects with the operator and the equals method. Same with the string objects, and here in 31th line I have taken a string object and I am storing that into the object. I am passing object to the string equals. So let's see what happens. So same, I am doing a string buffer. I am checking with the operator and checking with the equals method. Same, I am taking a string
S3.
I am passing a string buffer. Let's see what happens. Same doing the thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. Thread 3 I am pointing to the thread 1. Let's see how the output. So I am executing this program. I am right clicking on this class, run as Java application. So if you can see the output, first one is a true, means for the literal both equals method and equals operator giving true, whereas string object is giving false for the equals
Operator.
and it is giving true for the equals method. Whenever we are doing with a string buffer, all three false, means while comparing with the operator it is false, while comparing with the equals it is false, and whenever we are comparing string object with a string buffer it is giving false. Whenever we are comparing the threads, then thread 1, thread 2 false, and thread 1, thread 3 are true because I am assigning thread 1 to the thread 3.
So both equals operator and equals method are true.
So if I take this one 31th line, so I am passing object to the string. So let's go to the string equals method. I am trying to explore something on the internals of the string. Equals method, which is passing the object. Whenever you see here this line, an object instance of string. So here we are passing the object, but internally it is an object of string, if you can't see. So by default, though I am passing the object, but internally it is a string object. That is the reason it is going inside of it and it is giving the true here. So let's go to the string buffer. If I am clicking on string buffer equals, it is going to the object class equals method, and the object class equals method is by default it is comparing this versus object with the help of the equals operator. So that is the reason. This means that string buffer doesn't override in the equals method. So that is the reason we are getting false for this one as well. So whenever I'm passing this one, so let's go to the string again. It is passing, we are passing the string buffer object here. So string buffer instance of string, it is not true, means so it is coming out of this and it is giving the false. Let's go to the thread. Thread doesn't implement the equals method, so it is going to the parent, that is the object, and it is time to find out this one, because I am passing thread 3 to thread 1, so same memory location, address location, so that is the reason we are getting true for this one. So this is about the equals operator versus equals method. So let's discuss about the background of equals method and hashcode method. Equals and hashcode method have been defined in object class, which is a parent class for all Java classes. For this reason, all Java objects inherit a default implementation of these methods. So let's discuss about the equals method. The equality can be compared in two ways. One is a shallow comparison, the other one is a
Deep comparison.
So let's discuss about the shallow comparison. The default implementation of equals method is defined in object class, which simply checks if the two objects references to the same memory location. It checks if A equals to B. Such comparison based on references is known as shallow comparison. This is nothing but the shallow comparison. In the object equals, this is nothing but the shallow comparison. Let's discuss about the deep comparison. Suppose a class provides its own implementation of equals method in order to compare the objects of that class with respect to state of the objects. That means fields of the objects are to be compared one with another. Such comparison based on a fields is known as a deep comparison. This method checks if other object passed to an argument is equal to the object which is invoked. It's nothing but the deep comparison. And here I am explaining some of the principles of object class. If some other object is equal to the given object, then it follows these rules. First one is a reflexive. For any reference value A equals A should always return true. So second one is a symmetric. For any reference values A and B, if A equals B returns true, then B equals A must return true. Next one is a transitive. For any reference values A, B, C, if A equals B, return true, and B equals C, return true, then A equals C should always return true. This is a rule of transitive. So the next one is consistent. For any reference values A and B, for multiple invocations of A equals B, consistently return true or consistently return false, provided no information used in equals comparison on the object is modified. The final one is a note. For any non-null reference value A dot equals of null should always return false. So let's look at one program for this principles. So I've created one class called employee. So let me explain. Here I've taken multiple things here: ID, name, salary, and getter method equals and the hash code method overridden and compare to method overridden to string method overridden. I'll discuss about this one later. So let's take about the principles of a equals method. So I've created multiple employee objects with a same content inside it. So first one is even of equals of even should always return true. This is called a reflexive. Symmetric even dot equals of e2, if it is written true, then e2 dot equals of even should always return
True.
this is a symmetric. And transitive even dot equals of e2 return true, e2 dot equals of e3 also true, and even dot equals of e3 should also return true. So the final one is consistent. For multiple invocations I have created a for loop for this. For 5 times I am trying to get the equals and 5 times I should get true.
On a non-null employee object, I am passing null as a parameter and it should always return false.
Let's try to execute this program. Right click on the principles of equals, run as Java application. If you can see, everything is true except the final one. Final one is a null I am passing to the non-null object, so that is always return false. Everything is true because I am creating 3 equal objects and I have created a custom class of employee. So this is about the principles of equals methods.
Let's discuss about the next topic, background of equals method and hash code method.
So a hash code is an integer value that represents the state of our current object. If you write a custom type, then you are responsible for creating a hash code implementation that will represent the state of the current instance. Hash code value is mostly used in hashing based collections like hash map, hash set and hash table, etc. Hash code method must be overridden in every class which overrides equals method. So this is about the hash code method. So let's discuss about the next thing. This is a default implementation of equals and hash code method in the object class. So we have already seen the reference comparison which is available in the object class, and there is no implementation for the hash code because the default implementation of the hash code is given in the native language. This method returns hash code value for the object on which this method is invoked. Let's go to the object class and we will see how it is implemented in the object class. So this is an object class. If you can take a look, equals method, by default the implementation is the operator comparing object with the current object. So let's go to the hash code method, which is a native method and there is no implementation here. So this is about the definition of the equals and hash code method. So let's take a look of another topic, contract between equals and hash code method. Objects which are equal by equals method must have the same hash code. Two different objects are not equal by equals method may return similar hash code. The hash code method should return same integer value for the same object for each calling of this method unless the value stored in the object is modified. So this means hash code should return the same value until and unless the object is modified. If you only override hash code method, it returns a proper hash code, but the equality fails while comparing two similar objects with the same content. If you only override equals method, if A equals B is true, it means that hash code of A and B must be same, but it doesn't happen since you did not override the hash code method. So the note here, hash code method of an object always return a new hash code for each object. So let's take a look of another example. This is a contract between equals and hash code method. So I have created a string buffer object, and I am storing the string buffer object into the another string buffer object, and trying to get the equals, and I am trying to get the hash code of it. I am doing the same thing with the two different objects. Means these are the similar string object, these are two different string objects. So let's execute this program and let's see the output. So let me explain the output of it. So first one is string buffer. So SB1 I am placing into the SB2. I am trying to equal, and which is 2, and both the hash code is also same. So if you can take a look, both hash codes are same. Two different string buffer objects, I am trying to equal them, but those are not equal because string buffer doesn't override the equals method with the content comparison. That is the reason false. And the hash code of the two string buffer objects is also different because the hash code is also not overridden. We can take a look of the hash codes. Now the strings, okay, because string overridden equals and hash code method, two similar strings with equals return true, and hash code is also same. If I print the hash code, both are similar. Other thing that is the most important, two different string objects equals is false, but if you can take a look of this one, st dot hash code equals s4 that hash code is true. Yes, I can confirm that the two different strings can have a similar hash code if the two objects are equal with the equals method. They should return the similar hash code. If the two objects are equal by object class equals method, then their hash code should always same. This is one of the examples. Here we have one thing, if you only override hash code method, what happens? If you only override equals method, what will happen? So let me explain. If you only override equals method, what happens? So I have created a person, I have taken two fields, name each, and I have overridden only equals method and return two getter methods and one constructor. So I have created three person objects with two with the same content, other with a different content. So I have instantiated one hash map with a person as a key. So I am putting three person objects inside my hash map, and I am trying to find out the hash code of these three persons. I am trying to fetch the map. So in actual hash map implementation, what should I get here is, okay, if I implemented person properly, then I should get two entries in my hash map, EV and SP. The second person should override first person, and value 1 will be overridden with the 2. So let's see how the program is executed. Right click on the program, run as. If you take a look of this one, which is equal, okay, person 1 equals to person 2, but we are getting different hash code. So due to that, we are able to see three entries in my hash map. So this is a invalid implementation of my person class whenever I am trying to put my person class into the hash map. So this is one example. The other example, problem of overriding only hash code method. I have taken here a user class with a name and ID. Same, I have written a getter and I have written a constructor, and I have overridden hash code method. I have written a toString method here. So what I am trying to do is I am creating a hash map, taking a user as a key. I have created three users, two with the same values, and I am trying to put these users into the map, and I am trying to get the hash code of it, and I am trying to Fetch user1 equals of user2. I'm trying to get the map. So let's try to execute this program as well. Right click on the program, run as Java application. So if you take a look at this one, user1 hash code is equals to user2 and user3's hash code is different, which is correct. But if you are trying to fetch user1 dot equals of user2, which is a false and it is incorrect. Due to this, I am able to see 3 entries in map. Actually, I should get only 2,
but
I am getting 3. So this means that overriding only equals method is not correct. Overriding only hash code method is also not correct. Overriding both equals and hash code method is a proper implementation of a
class.
So let's look at the another topic, overriding of equals and hash code method. So which we are already seen overridden methods. So if you don't override hash code method, then the default implementation of object class will be used by the collections. This implementation gives different values for the different objects, even if the objects are equal according to the equals method. Some of the collections like hash set, hash map, hash table use the hash code to store the data and to retrieve the data. If you don't implement hash code and equals in consistent manner, then they will not function properly. Override both equals and hash code methods and recommended to consider the required fields while overriding both methods, and consider Eclipse generated source code for equals and hash code method. Let's take a look of another example like string key in the hash map. Okay, I've created multiple objects here and I'm created hash map as a key integer as a value, and I'm trying to put s1, s2, s3, s4, but s1 and s2 are the equal objects, so I should get 4 should overridden 1. Let's try to execute this program. Right click on the program, run as Java application. So as I have said, CV4 overridden with a CV1. In case I am using a custom key in my hash map like employee, I want to use employee as a key to my hash map. It is an immutable class because whenever we are trying to put something in the hash map as a key, then we should follow the immutability things as well. I'm considering it as a immutable. Okay, final, and implements comparable and serializable. I'm taking it as an integer ID, string name, double salary, and I've written a parameterized constructor for initializing this tree, and writing the getter methods and writing the hash code method properly using this tree fields, and writing the equals method properly and with 3 fields. So what I have done is, let me show you. I've just right click on it, source, generate a hash code and equals method, generate. Just I'm using the generated equals and hash code method. Compare to method I have written, okay, and toString, it is also generated one. Because this is I have written because the Eclipse did not providing the compare to method as required, means it is providing only for one field, so I have written for 3 fields. So this is my employee class. Let me try to paint the custom key in hash map. So I am creating multiple employee objects, and if you can consider employee 1 and employee 4 both are same. We can consider employee 1 and employee 4 are the same. So I am trying to put all these 4 and I am trying to retrieve them and back printing them. So let's try to execute this program. Right click on the program, run as Java application. So I have implemented this employee properly. Due to that, I am getting this output. So this is how we can override equals and hash code method in a custom class whenever we are using that class into the hash map. So let's talk about the uses of equals and hash code method. So I have already shown employee as a key to the hash map and how we have overridden the equals and hash code method and what is the use of it. I have already shown. Let's discuss about some of the points here. Hash code method is used to calculate the bucket and therefore calculate the index. Equals method is used to check that two objects are equals or not. Hashmap uses equals method to compare two keys whether the keys are equal or not. If the equals method return true, then the keys are equal, otherwise not equal. Finally, equals and hash code methods are executed on key in the hash map. So this means that the logic is works on only key, not on the value. Only value will be stored in the hash map.
Let's see how we can download the code from the GitHub repository.
Please download the source code from the below GitHub repository. Click on this URL which is provided in the video description. Click on code, click on download zip. You can able to see in the downloads, right click on it, extract all, click on extract. You will able to find this equals hash code project. Go to Eclipse, click on file, click on import, click on existing projects into workspace, select the archive file, click on browse here, select equals hash code project, click on open, click on finish. This is how you can able to import the project into your Eclipse workspace. Thanks guys, thanks for watching this video. In case you like this video, please share it with the others and your friends.